Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. We finally got a break from the Book of Boba Fett and the other Star Wars projects which have been ongoing for the past several weeks and are back to looking at ordinary lore. That being said, if there's a topic you'd like to see me cover in a future video now that things have slowed down a little bit, please let me know down in the comments, and if you see an idea you like, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll be reading all of them. So today we'll be looking at the genius way that Palpatine helped to protect his office and, well, other private areas from the Jedi. Interestingly enough, this lore actually comes from Vision of the Future, the second book in the Thrawn duology. This is pretty interesting because these books came out before most of Palpatine's backstory was known, other than the fact that he was a corrupt politician who somehow rose to take the role of Emperor. Anyway, Vision of the Future is all about the New Republic in turmoil. The galaxy is cracking apart due to internal conflicts. Grand Admiral Thrawn is rumored to have survived his assassination at the Battle of Bilpringi a decade earlier, and strange alien ships begin to show up in both New Republic and Imperial systems. One of these ships is tracked to the planet Nirawan, and it's discovered that this is the center of a massive faction known as the Empire of the Hand, a faction created by Thrawn and Palpatine to protect against the threats lying in the unknown region and beyond. Mara Jade, with the eventual help of Luke Skywalker, attempt to infiltrate a massive fortress on Nirawan known as the Hand of Thrawn, and in doing so discover that secret paths into the fortress are lined with lightsaber-resistant material known as cortosis. Now, unlike, say, Beskar, cortosis isn't a very strong general all-purpose armor, rather it's specifically good at taking down lightsabers. We see in Vision of the Future that when a lightsaber user strikes cortosis with their lightsaber, that the blade can pretty quickly be shorted out. It's almost like a feedback loop causing the blade to overload. This is contrasted with Beskar, which is just very durable against lightsaber. Cortosis, unfortunately, is otherwise fairly weak. You wouldn't want to use it against other types of weapons, although admittedly some sources have went back and forth on that latter part. Either way, as they're slowly working through the cortosis vein with their lightsaber, chipping off pieces at a time, Mara Jade reveals a very interesting secret about Palpatine's life, specifically that he had cortosis or a material very similar to it protecting his private residence. Here's the entire quote. "There must be cortosis ore in this rock," Luke said. "It's apparently fairly rare. All I know about it is that it shuts down lightsabers. Corrin and I ran into some Force users who once made sets of body armor out of woven cortosis fibers. It was quite a surprise." "I'll bet," Mara said, a memory of her own drifting up. So that's what the slab of rock was Palpatine had between the double walls of his private residence. But Mara Jade actually reveals that this is not the only place where Palpatine had extra protection, and that he also included hidden cortosis within the double walls of various throne rooms and offices which he used. How does Mara know all this, you might be wondering if you've never read Star Wars Legends. Well, Mara was what was known as the Emperor's Hand. She was basically a very highly ranked personal death commando or spy for Emperor Palpatine, rooting out enemies both within and without the Empire. Mara was not only trained directly by Palpatine at a young age, but could actually hear his voice anywhere in the galaxy. That was during the Galactic Civil War era, but I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that Palpatine's self-protection actually extended back into his time as a Chancellor during the Clone Wars. In Star Wars Legends, at least, we know that Palpatine's office was created specifically by Palpatine and was a break from tradition in that it was not the typical office used by Republic Chancellors. We also know that Palpatine had other safety and security features built into his office. In the Revenge of the Sith novelization, for example, we see that he has a special recorder and computer built into his desk, which he uses to implicate the Jedi during his treason arrest. And of course, he also had his Sith lightsabers hidden within statues adorning the office's walls. I mean, Palpatine was definitely at much greater threat for Jedi assassination during this era as well. There weren't that many Jedi left when Palpatine was Emperor, and he had a full cadre of dark Jedi and Sith acolytes and helpers and whoever else protecting him from threats. But during the Clone Wars, he was at the very real risk of the Jedi discovering his treachery and facing a potential violent execution. So he definitely would have reinforced the walls, especially given everything else we know about the special care he took into making his office somewhat of a sanctuary. As for other private residences and offices as he became emperor, we don't really know a whole lot about where Palpatine frequently stayed. He did of course have a private retreat on the secret world of Biss. He had what was known as the Emperor's Retreat, which was a getaway on the planet of Naboo. And then of course he had Death Stars, other places on Coruscant, other places of power that he would visit, all of which he would have spent lots of money protecting and making sure that he was safe. But guys, that's all for today's video. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed this one. If there's anything you'd like me to elaborate on further, make sure you include that down below. I will note that cortosis is not the only lightsaber resistant material in Star Wars Legends. There is of course Beskar, there's Frick. In some ways you could say that energy powered devices like vibro swords also count. But again, if there's anything you'd like to know more, let me know below. Until next time though guys, have a good one, be safe, may the Force be with you.